What's going on, my people? Do me a favor, please, if you don't mind. As usual, make sure you check out DNKKnives.com. And if you purchase from there, you can use this coupon code behind the edge 10, where you'll find yourself receiving 10% off and free shipping. Might as well, right? If we're shopping for knives, look over there just in case. Best way to support the channel, guys. Join the membership, join Patreon. Super thanks would be super awesome too. You know, the price of a cup of coffee can help the channel keep going, and I very much appreciate it. I use everything to buy knives for content and to show off and to give away in some cases. Also, I buy knives to keep, so full transparency. And it's really the only way I'm able to. So all the people who do support, thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. Seriously, gratitude for sure. As you've seen from the thumbnail, we're going to talk about the effect of tariffs on manufacturing, but in this case, knife manufacturing. Obviously, I'm not an economist. I'm just a guy from Kentucky. I don't know a lot about the inner workings of financial institutions or how things work, really, especially when it comes to stuff like this. I really don't know. So I guess I'm more exploring what this is more of an exploratory video, and I'm sure I'll get some comments in the comment section down there, reminding me of how much of a moron I am. But I was flipping through, again, another thing, this is all opinions, so treat it as such. I was, every day when I get home from work, I sit down. By the time I sit down, I like to flip through my phone, check out all the knife, websites like Knife Center, Blade Headquarters, DNK, DLT Trading, etc. I do it just about every day just to see what's in the new arrivals, just see what's what they got, what's come out, all that good stuff as normal. And I was on Knife Center's website, and I saw a little indicator at the top that said, beat the tariff sale. 4,000 items, import items on sale. And I'm thinking, and that's what made me think about this, like, there's no way that the tariffs are going to just affect import knives, like knives from China or knives from Taiwan, knives from anywhere that's not in America. There's no way, because there's so many aspects of the American knife industry, supplies, lots of things that you buy that you need for your manufacturing that are not going to be sourced from the United States. So it obviously should have to affect the American knife companies as well. This is just my thinking. I don't know for sure, but something tells me that it would. Like abrasives, like the belts you need to sharpen these knives and to grind these knives. I know there is some made in America, but I highly doubt the big knife companies are buying American-made abrasives when they can buy them from overseas, and they're much cheaper to grind their knives and to sharpen their knives. Now, I never get political on this channel whatsoever. Ever, ever, ever. I just don't want to smoke. I don't want to hear anybody's mouth. I don't want to hear any who agrees with what or none of that. I just don't care. And honestly, I'm not very political at all. But I believe the tariffs are a necessary thing. They are necessary. I agree with them. I agree with the way. I agree that we have to do it. We cannot be getting taxed by all these other countries, and then is no reciprocal. That makes no sense to me. So I do agree with the tariffs. Now, that being said, I still think they're going to affect American-made companies. Now, like Omega Springs, I think there's Omega Springs in here. I know there isn't Benchmade. You know, I I don't know of any American company that's making Omega Springs, and if they are, there's no possible way that they're profitable. So that's something that has to be sourced. So that will, in effect, the price will go up on that, on this American-made knife. Now, of course, Benchmade will look for any reason to raise their prices. So, but I think everybody's focusing on it's going to raise the price of import knives, and it's just nobody's going to want to buy them. I think it's going to raise the price on all knives and all things in general. But honestly, the price of everything goes up anyway, year to year, decade after decade. Everything always just, the price goes up on everything. That's just the nature of the economy. The prices goes up. Your pay does not, for the most part. It does go up, I'm sure, but it's not enough, and it never is. But now, I don't own a lot of Chinese knives. I try my best not to buy a lot of Chinese knives. I like a lot of them, but I don't like their practices. I don't like the way they do business. I don't like that they'll, like Scotch and things Steve was talking about, Chavez. Reackon made this, and they sell it for $400. And then probably in the same factory, they'll make a clone of this and sell it for $50, but then not give Ramon any money on it. Those bad practices, and they just don't care. That kind of thing doesn't. The only thing that matters to them is the almighty dollar. Period. They'll steal designs and clone them, and I don't like that at all, and I find that egregious. So I do my best not to buy a lot of Chinese knives. But it's hard when that's, really all you can afford, or all I can afford a lot of times. But like this one's made in Taiwan. I don't think they do a lot of the clones and stuff over there. So I have no problem buying from Taiwan. I have no problem buying from Japan. And honestly, I don't think the tariffs are going to make any difference just for imports or not. I think it's going to raise the price of everything a little bit, no matter what. Now, whenever there's some crazy numbers thrown out there, like 150% to China, more than likely that'll affect the Chinese knives drastically. I don't know that for sure, but more than likely it will. But to me, that's all the more reason not to buy a Chinese knife. It's just, if you're going to pay $400 for a knife, get you a Hinderer or something like that, American made. But I just thought it was kind of, I wouldn't say shady, but it was kind of odd that they said, beat the tariffs sale. And, they're a business. They got to do whatever they can do to make a buck. And I understand that. But, that's what made me think about the tariffs affecting all knife companies, not just Chinese or imports in general. And of course, tariffs have always been in effect. It's just now it's a lot more. It's a lot heightened. It's been heightened quite a bit. Excuse me, as it should be. But I would, if I was everybody, I would just be prepared that the prices of all knives and all things in general, but in this case, we're talking about knives. So all knives, the price is probably going to go up a little bit, whether it's an import or not. And hopefully the whole thing works. This whole debauchery, I hope it works, and there's more stuff made here in America, more jobs for everybody, and just more of American-made products. That would be awesome. That would be really awesome. In the description, or not in the description, in the comments, let me know what you think, if you have an opinion at all. Do you think it will affect all knife companies, or just the Chinese, or just the imports? Because to me, it just doesn't make sense that it's only going to affect import knives. I think it's going to affect everybody and all knives. Yeah. So that's all I got on this one. Just short video, or not really short. It's longer than I thought it was going to be. Anyway, I just wanted to speak on it a little bit. Will the tariffs, if they do affect the Chinese knives, will that keep you from buying them? I don't think it's going to keep anybody from buying any of these knives. The price can go up. They probably won't sell as many, but I'm still going to buy knives, no matter how much they cost. Really, I think I would anyway. Now I might not be able to get a Strider or a Hinderer, but I'm still going to buy freaking pocket knives, and I'm going to do my very best to buy American-made ones, because I like most of the American-made stuff. I do like a lot of the Chinese knives. I really do. Like this one, I love this knife, but it has like a blemish. You know what I mean? Just by being Chinese, and I know that's, Anyway, that's all I got for you on this one, guys. Make sure you're good to each other, love each other, and man, remember, life is too short to be a dumb cunt. And if you're a man, be a man. Later.